Like, this house was built in 1843. They knew this house was here. They should have done something way, way back. We shouldn't have to go through this. This is abuse. We'll see what really, really happens. We might just board this up and go to Mexico. Here's these people want to come into Canada. We want to get the hell out of here.
Tamara Ugolini here with Rebel News, about to show you the absurd story of an elderly couple who is having their property infringed upon by the Ontario government. It's happening as part of a $25 billion Highway 401 improvement initiative by the Ontario Ministry of Transportation under Premier Doug Ford, which was a controversial campaign promise during the 2021 provincial election. Under this initiative, they will be rebuilding exit bridges and widening lanes along the 401 in Port Hope, Ontario. This means that the highway will go from its current 6 lanes to 8 by 2029 and finally 10 sprawling lanes by 2050. And there's one home in particular that is already situated too close for comfort to the increasingly busy highway. What's most alarming about their story is that this isn't the first time it's happened. Nearly 18 years ago, in 2003, Gary and Diane Shepherd first had their property encroached upon by Highway 401 widening initiatives that brought the then 4 lanes to 6 lanes. They weren't compensated at all, and instead a berm was installed to alleviate some of the noise and debris that litters their property as a result. Their home is already a mere several meters from the fast-moving highway lanes that grow busier every year. And now a government real estate liaison has told them that they're going to need even more of their backyard. I went to pay the Shepherds a visit, and first Gary took us on a little walk around the property where you can see very clearly the pink stakes. Those delineate the proposed encroachment onto their property. And then I asked them to detail what they currently live and deal with, and if anything is being offered to them in terms of compensation for this land grab. And then I also reached out to the realtor liaison. But first, I want to show you just what the Shepherds had to say.
So this fence here is the existing property line, I take it?
Yeah. It's on their property a little too far.
Basically.
Yeah, that's basically where the road's going to be for the next, in 2024 to 2029. That's where the fence, that's roughly what.
And have 2 lanes.
And that, what you can see that's going to be duplicated over here to there. So you can figure 11 feet up. It's going to be just like that there. Here. I don't know if you can really well see it.
Tell us about the pink stakes.
I don't understand what the two are, because we got 2 here, 2 there. So whether that's going to be our new ditch, because they got in their heads that this water comes down this back ditch. You just go down and go across. But for some reason they decide it's their water. It's not their water, it's my water. So now it goes down across my property. It's washed out. I can't even use the bottom. It's mud now. Everything is junk because I haven't did anything in about 3 years. It's just too depressed to do anything more.
From that stake to the house is only
10 meters from there, and that's where their property is going to be, but the road's going to be up about that where the fence is. And then you can see the other stake way up there. It's actually going to go straight right through here. I don't know if you can see that stake or not. On the next person, so my clothesline, that's all gone. That's spinning. I got to dig that all out.
Actually, you can see the stake on the neighbors, but I don't know.
And I got to move my shed. All of us got to move. That ladder up there, one night in the middle of the night, is bang, 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 bang. It's about 2-3 in the morning. I decided I'm going out to go get that. And I went, it's really scary going out there 2-3 in the morning in your pajamas. I had to go across the 2 lanes to get it, and I picked up the button. That's the kind of stuff we got to deal with. Like I said, that berm, Lou and Aldi got that in, it's gone. This fence he got in, it's gone.
So for the next 5.
So this berm here that we're looking at, that was put in.
Yeah, it's put in.
And it's being taken down with this extension.
Yes.
Widening, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying improvement.
Yeah. That's what they call it. I don't call this improvement.
And these two stakes somehow are supposed to delineate a ditch the actual
we're not
road.
100% sure on that because we didn't. They haven't told us. But you can see way up there in the other guy's property. They got two there as well, and that's where the water starts. Comes down. When we first moved here, that almost went straight across. Our second year we had a storm, washed it all out. We had river. This was a river all down through here. We actually picked up 47 tires, but half a truckload of cow and horse bones, because back in the old days, the farmers threw their dead animals back there. And then I even got us one of those big sweet saws that two people run. Got one of them too. 4 or 5 houses up, there's a well. We got there covered down here in my backyard. There used to be a tree right here. It actually got washed out. So I had to get a loader. Well, you can see where that bank was. That used to go straight across up there. Because he put that wall up there, which I've got in writing, that absorbs 75%. Because we used to we used to be able to sit in the front, there was no noise. Well, now it comes, hits that wall, across the field, and it's just a noise there.
It absorbs the noise for the south side, not for the north side.
But I got in writing here that absorbs it.
What are you've measured the decibels previously with the sound?
What was the other day we went out?
It was bouncing between 70, 80.
When no cars were going by, it was 70. And then it was going up to 80, and then it was up to what?
When the trucks go by, it was 110.
110 decibels. And what's kind of the allowable amount?
60, then they'll have to do something.
Yeah.
So they're above and beyond the allowable.
Right here. It's not, there wasn't, they said it was only 40 and it went up to 60, then it didn't.
That was back in 2004.
But it, like my Radio Shack, they said it was a toy, it wasn't accurate.
So they sent anyone else out to do any investigation?
I've never seen anybody do it. They said they've had people out here, but I've never seen anybody.
And the people that they send out, so now they want to extend even further. And I mean, they're only going to be a few meters from your actual house.
One of those 10 meters.
And so what are your concerns here as this encroachment proceeds?
Debris.
Tires.
Wheels.
Wheels. Cars.
5 years. That's going to have 2 lanes, temporary 2 lanes,
At
right
11 feet above our property. 11 feet?
14 meters from the house.
Wow. And so the plan that's not in writing, this is all just whatever the flavor of the day is, whoever visits your property next has said, is that this lane expansion will be temporary and then it'll move back?
Well, this is just while they tear out the center bridge. This is for when they put the new bridge in, they're going to have 2 lanes to bring the traffic over so they can tear the center out. And then that's it. They're going from 3 lanes back to 2 for 5 years. And that's going to make it really bad. Because when we had the 2 lanes before,
then they'll be making the 4 lanes by 2029.
Yeah.
2029, they'll have 4 lanes out there.
That's why they can't understand why I'm whining so much, because they're virtually taking none of my property, and it's only 5 years. I'm 69, 5 years might be all I got.
Starting at it could be 70 by
yeah.
when they get those lanes here.
Well, especially if, in your retirement, you picture sitting out on the porch and enjoying the scenery.
We haven't been able to do that for years.
You sit out there for 10 minutes and noise actually gets to you.
We
right
never
now.
fought. We didn't fight. We're fighting now. Because we just, well, she got mad when she walked away a few times. We were doing the decorations. I'm trying to talk to her, and she can't hear me. And we actually got radios. I used to garden here, and we had tried with the radios for a while, but that was no good. So I did away my gardens. So my life ended back then.
And tell me about some of the things that have happened over the years with debris and passages from the 401.
We had an accident up here, a car and just a small trailer. It hit the guardrail, and the license plate ended up right in front of our house off the trailer.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that had hit me or my kids or something? And that lug, I had a lug bolt. I was cutting the grass. I seen it go past me. I didn't know what it was. If that had hit me, I would have been dead.
I heard it hit the house.
She
I was
come running,
inside.
what's that?
What the heck?
We had to find what it was, and I still got it in the barn.
Yeah, it's a great big old lug nut off a transport
truck.
Tire.
And what about on your roof? You've been finding debris?
Rubber. Even my neighbors up here, they get rubber in their house too. And they're a little farther away from me. She said the same thing. She gets rubber as well. And the last year we picked up garbage. We picked up 14 bags of garbage just here, and we had to start paying for it. So I'm not going to pay for somebody else's garbage, so I quit picking it up. You have to walk up there and see some spots. There's one spot there, it's just solid, must be 2 or 3 feet of plastic water bottles. Because my neighbor's dog got up there, I went up there, I couldn't believe it up there. It's actually scary up there.
Right.
And then when the snowplow goes by, you see it coming down, it must come maybe 5 or 6 meters past there. So that's going to be in the center of my yard. That's slush and sand and everything else.
And the air that like
Oh yeah.
he's made
Actually, sure.
air filters
I'll be back.
with the box
Yeah,
fan
see what we have.
and furnace filter. Furnace filter is supposed to last about 3 months, and then 2 months it is black. But just that they're
Just filtering what's coming, the exhaust.
just filtering the air in here.
Wow. What has the government offered you thus far in terms of compensation to continue encroaching onto your property?
They haven't given us any dollar figures. They just keep promising.
What does the future look like here? What's the plan, either from the government or from your side?
Well, we can't sell it because they've developed it so much. It's
Uninsurable.
uninsurable, so we can't insure because you can't get liability because it's just not safe here. So,
Tell us, expand on that a little bit. How the insurance is working with the property right now.
Well, it was, 8, 9 years ago? We had the guy inspect our place and said everything's fine there. And then the next thing you know,
The insurance company called and said,
yeah.
can't insure you.
So then they did phone us back about 4 months later. We will put fire and theft on for you. I said, no. I said, I'll go someplace. So we start going around. Uninsurable. So there 5 years ago, my car insurance phoned me. And she said, well, bundle it. So sure, that'd be a good idea. So I can't get insurance. I said, okay. And it wasn't even half an hour later, she phoned me, what do you guys do? So I don't know. Your place is uninsurable. So I still don't know if that's but I'm putting it down to that.
But you suspect it's been flagged because of its
liability.
close proximity to the 401.
Yep.
Liability. That's liability they won't give me. It's liability. But
So what does the future look like? What have you done so far? Is there any help, from the local MPP, David Piccini, any other levels of government?
Well, they've started what they call a roundtable for all of us. And apparently, they're supposed to be going to put a wall up from Genera's River to Snema Drive. But this guy that I'm dealing with, he says no. He just laughed. He said, that's not going to happen. But they're all happy because things are going to happen. But the only thing is that don't happen until everything's done. That could be 2029 or 2050.
2050.
So that's the way they do it.
And so obviously you're hoping for some sort of compensation here, I would assume.
We didn't get it last time. I'm not counting at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a cent. I really mean it. For land or anything, because they're that bad.
So what happens to you then? Where do you go?
I don't know. Well, my son, he lives in Mexico. He has 1,600 acres, and he doesn't like this. I think he was going to cry there. I was telling him about it. And he wants us to go down there, because she retires in March, and walk around the 1,600 acres, find a spot and build, and just walk away. Well, I can't sell it. It's not worth nothing. And they're going to be taking more trees down. That devalues even more if I could sell it. So it's
I think
a white elephant.
Yeah.
We're done. This was going to be my kids' retirement, and I'm sorry, my kids are going to have retirement.
Or inheritance.
Inheritance. Okay.
Well, your kid's inheritance, but also this was meant to be your retirement. You're supposed to be enjoying life, not dealing
Well, I
with
wasn't
this.
doing too bad when I wasn't retired because you get to go away from it. When you stay here all the time, it's hell. Like I said, last night I didn't have no sleep. I finally got maybe an hour and a half down here today. But I get to the point like I can't even think straight some days.
Because just the incessant sound.
Yeah.
And she's starting out. She slept like a log. She's starting to have troubles. And then without these fans going in the mornings, they woke me yesterday morning. We couldn't even see. Our eyes are burning because that stuff they put in for the diesel trucks, for the
Called afterburner.
That some days we have to open the doors here because it's so strong in here. And like I said, we've had our carbon dioxide go off numerous times. When they used to have the 2 lanes, it went off quite often. But
Especially when there was an accident.
when an accident, when you stop
and go. Oh.
and you have to open all the windows. The first time it happened, I wake up, I couldn't even get out of bed. I fell out of bed. And I had to grab her and pull her out. This was before they did anything because we had all this bushes here and like we were in a damp area and we're lower, so it just comes down and fills it up. Because this is supposed to be the highway of heroes. I wonder how many times they flip in their coffins before they go by my place. That sounds sick, but like it says, have a Remembrance Day for our freedom. We don't have no freedoms. The government has the freedoms to do what they want with us, and then they just go
Take
sleep.
your property.
Encroach on your life
Yep.
and
They could be
not even compensate you for
They could be a
it.
little bit nicer. They don't have to be so miserable and mean and lie. Like, this is harassment. I figure it's, like, I'm joking, I keep saying there is, we're seniors, so this is senior abuse. That's all it is. Like, this house was built in 1843. They knew this house was here. They should have done something way, way back. We shouldn't have to go through this. This is abuse. We'll see what really happens. We might just board this up and go to Mexico. Here's these people want to come into Canada. We want to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Out of here, put a poor hole.
Gary and Diane have received disrespect from surveyors and government-sanctioned land snatchers. Gary's heartbroken at the thought that a sentimental 30-year-old catalpa tree that came from a clipping of his grandmother's original tree will be bulldozed for better traffic flow. They've been treated horribly, as they allege. This is causing the shepherds stress and anxiety, but no one at the ministry seems to really care. I reached out to the realtor liaison assigned to this file. He's a real estate officer at the Ontario Ministry of Transportation, Tyler Andrus, and I asked him, when is construction on this initiative set to begin? When will homeowners know if their land will be acquired temporarily or permanently? What options are available to homeowners who do not wish to have their land acquired? Is there a criteria or otherwise in place that stipulates safe living distances from major roadways, and if so, what is it? Who decides how affected homeowners will be compensated? How will affected homeowners be compensated? And when will affected homeowners receive this compensation? They did not respond to my request by the time of this report, but I was persistent and I did reach out to Tyler Andrus on his listed work phone number that he has been instructed not to speak with me. That my email apparently went up to the highest of the highs in the ministry, and he assured me that he would get back to me with answers to these very relevant, pertinent questions. So the ball is in his court, and we'll be sure to update you when and if we receive those answers. Because even the shepherds have been left in the dark. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. If you want to support our independent journalism while sporting some sassy swag, then you can head over to check out our latest designs at rebelnewsstore.com. You can get everything from mugs to shirts to these cozy sweaters, hats, and even phone covers. Be sure to use code TAMARA10 at checkout to save 10% off of your order. Find all of that and more at rebelnewsstore.com.